Had our issue in the morning, which was disappointing, but you know, it's what happens in testing when everything's new. This afternoon was good. You know, I had a good feeling with the car and felt very at home immediately. I've got the same seat, which makes a big difference. You're not playing around with trying to get comfortable in there, so we could immediately get down to work. There's a nice feeling with the car, and it feels very similar to what I have in the simulator, which is great because it means when we develop the car, we can develop it not just on the circuit, we can develop it in the simulator.
Last season, reliability issues caused problems for the McLaren team, lost a lot of points on it. Any concerns going into this season? Is it something that's really been worked on?
Well, percentage-wise today, no, it hasn't been good. But you know, it's better to get it out of the way now. You know, I'd rather have it on the first day than towards the end of the test or in the season. You know, this is something that we can solve, and it's better to have it now when you don't have the improvements to the car and, you know, bolting on the new setup, and you know, when you've got all the parts to do proper setup work, you want the car to be running smoothly and running reliably. So hopefully we won't have this issue again, and we can concentrate on just developing the car now.
Your main two rivals look like Red Bull and Ferrari again, would you say?
Wow, I really don't know. I mean, there's so many cars out there that from a distance look good, but you will still have the top teams that have been over the past few years at the front. But as we saw last year, you know, the other teams, sort of the smaller teams that were the smaller teams, can fight with the big teams at the front. And I think Adrian Newey said it's a development race throughout the year. It's not just what you come out with at the first race. And he's obviously correct. He is a lot of the time. You know, I feel exactly the same.
I'm pretty happy with the car. We have a lot of work still to do, of course, but in general, this is an absolute marathon. We know that, and today we just delivered the baby, so it's just arrived. So a lot of work to do. We got a lot of good information. So the guys at Milton Keynes are working very, very hard. Also Renault doing some good stuff. So we need to keep working hard and work out what's the priorities for the rest of these important few weeks that we have before we get to Melbourne.
Karen not working with you this year, how much does that affect your preparations?
Well, I had a great relationship with Karen. Obviously there was 6 years, so 7 years actually. So he was here when I arrived, and we achieved some really good things together. So yeah, of course it would be nice to still have him, but in the end I've always had situations where staff can always change at this level, and Simon is very, very capable. He's world class, obviously, and it's been good working with him today, together with Gav. All three of us are looking to do as much preparation as we can in the testing, because once we go racing, that's when the heat really starts, obviously, when you've got to make quick decisions and you really have the body language towards each other, what you really need in stressful situations. So that's going to, it might take a little bit more time, but in general, Simon's fine, and everyone's going well.
And also, you mentioned the car being an evolution. Do you think that means it's going to be a lot closer this year even than it was last year?
Yeah, I think it will be close. I think that we have many strong teams. We know that. We have the biggest target in the world on our back. We know that. Everyone wants to see Red Bull maybe not do that well, but we're still the same team we were 5 or 6 years ago. We're still obviously big on results, but we're still, I believe, we're down to earth, and the team is still young at heart, and we're looking forward to a competitive new season.
Well, I think if you compare to last year, it's a completely different planet. I mean, last year, remember, we were struggling a lot to drive the car. It was difficult to keep the car on the track. So this year, the base, on the car is completely different than last year. I mean, the car is much more balanced. I felt a good direction on the rear of the car as well in terms of traction. This is a track that is very difficult on the rear, so degradation is very high. I would say the difference compared to last year is huge. For sure, a relief because this is an indication that you're not going to lose time, because last year when you drove the car the first time, I mean, we lost a lot of time. Maybe we lost more than a month of developing, to fix the issue. So I think not having an issue helps for the developing, helps for not losing any time to prepare the car for the first race.
Paul, how was today, and did you achieve everything you wanted?
We did a lot of laps. That's the important thing. It was quite positive. I think we got through the programme. We We got the aero collection, I think, which is ultimately about this test for us, is correlation, understanding the car, and that's our focus. We also did, I think, the most laps out of any car, so in terms of reliability it was good, but you know, forgetting what other people are doing and where you are, I think you can safely say we've carried on as we thought we would. It's just about building together over the next few days when I'm in the car.
What did you feel today, and how did it feel, and does it feel much different from last year's car?
I'd be giving too much away if I said that. But no, I'm quite comfortable. I think it's we've come here, it's sunny and it's dry, and it's nice to get the car out in anger. There's nothing throwing up that we didn't think was there. As I said, it's all correlation, it's all data collection, I think, at this point. As you get into Barcelona, I think you start to really get the focus on this track. It's a weird one. It's very hard on tyres, and obviously that's our first day driving the new 2013 tyres, so I think ultimately we wanted to learn as much as we could so we can carry that setup into tomorrow and really focus on the areas where we need to work.
Last year it was quite a big change for everybody. It took quite a while to get used to. Are these ones closer to last year? It's not such a big step up?
No, I would say they're quite different without saying too much, but again, I think Jerez is quite difficult. It's very demanding on them, and you see some strange things here. It's very rough. I think when we saw the Pirelli report earlier on this morning, we were quite surprised how much it's roughened up just in 1 year. So how much of that you'll carry on, but I think it's just about getting ride heights and getting, you know, a run sweep through the compounds really ahead of the season.
Well, Nico, first day of 2013 testing. Tell us first of all what brought your testing to a temporary halt.
Electrical problem, a bit of a short circuit, unfortunately. But then it was really unlucky also, because normally something like that can be solved quite quickly. But we put the same thing on again and realized that we would just get the same problem again. So it was more of a fundamental thing which takes a bit more time to solve, which is going to take until tomorrow morning, and then be fine.
Not a big setback though?
Well, that's what we're here for, to learn about these problems. Of course, it's not ideal to lose so much time in the first day, but I also had a lot of positives today because it was really enjoyable to drive in the morning. The car felt very well balanced, and I felt very much at home, you know, and that's a nice feeling.
When you were running, the times looked pretty good, although we shouldn't read anything into times. Did the car give you a feeling that it was more downforce, better grip than last year's car?
For sure, yes, it did, and for sure we have a lot more downforce and better grip than last year, definitely, as the car is a big step forward.
Well, that's excellent news, and good that you can tell so quickly. Normally it takes a while we get to Barcelona before you find this kind of thing out.
Nope, I know that already now. The thing I don't know is how much the other teams have moved forward.
Good point. Okay.
There's the catch.
So that's how everyone else got on today, but I'm joined now by Nico Hülkenberg, who had his first day in the Sauber. Nico, 79 laps. How was it?
Good impression. Nice first day in the office. So yeah, it's been a positive day.
And what's it like changing teams? Obviously you have different settings in the car, you've got a different steering wheel to learn and get used to.
Yeah, I mean, a few new things, few new faces, but I mean, that's why we're here, you know, on the practical side to get used to that and to get ourselves into good shape so we can go racing.
Any problems at all today for you?
No, actually a pretty smooth day, no reliability issues, and a good day, yeah.
And how would you compare it to the car you drove last year?
It's a different year, cars change every year, so it's an unfair and difficult compare, to be honest.
And everyone's been trying these new Pirelli tyres. Are they very different to last year? They're supposed to be closer than the step you had to make last year when you got getting used to the new tyres.
Again, difficult to answer because Jerez, winter testing, it's pretty cold in the morning. The track was very green this morning when we started, so graining was a bit of a problem. And then Jerez anyway is a bit special. The macro roughness is pretty high here, so difficult to compare to other circuits.
Nico, thank you very much. I know you've got more interviews to do.